Hi, my name is Marcus Moscani, and today I'm going to talk about how I fell in love with Dungeons & Dragons. When I was 10 years old, my brother introduced me to role-playing. Role-playing is a kind of game where you use pen and paper to create a character that you act out the personality and actions of. You use dice in order to make those actions happen. The better the roll, the better the action. So, I played that a lot as a kid and I really enjoyed it. It reminded me of video games that I had played, but I never really got into the whole acting portion of it. It wasn't until I got to college and I met my friend Sam, who introduced me to Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, which was an older edition of Dungeons & Dragons. So, when we played that, I had much more of a chance to act out my character, characterize myself, and interact with my friends in Sam's world. That was a lot of fun, and it was a good experience for me because I got to meet a lot of my very close friends that I'm still very close to now. Once we finished his campaign, we decided to play a new edition of the game, which is Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 edition. And I said I wanted to run the game. And when you run the game, you're known as the Dungeon Master. The Dungeon Master's job is to be the rule keeper of the game and also create the world and the other characters that your players will interact with. My campaign was a war between two opposing forces, and my friends were on the opposite sides of the opposing force, and any action that they would do would directly affect the enemy. Which my friends enjoyed because it was a good, friendly competition between friends. And once that ended, we moved on to another newer edition, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Now, with this edition, it added a lot of cool new ideas and rules in order to make the game much more streamlined than it had been in previous iterations. And that's something that I really enjoyed. I played a couple campaigns in this, and I became so enamored with how the company Wizards of the Coast made their books, and how they made missions and stories already packaged in other books, that I decided that I wanted to write an entire guidebook on a D&D campaign. And I called it The Broken World. The Broken World is a book that I'm currently working on. It's 153 pages long. I've made multiple characters. I've made a lot of visuals, and how I made those visuals was I used this program where I could make buildings and dungeons and fill them with objects. It's a cool way for me to breathe life into the environments for my friends. D&D has allowed me to be someone that I'm not, and that's something that's really good when I'm stressed. It's something that I really enjoy, and it's something that I love doing because it's something that I associate with my friends. That's something very precious to me. So, if you ever feel like you want to give D&D a try, I definitely would. It was something that made a lot of meaningful relations in my life. And the game is such a good way to blow off steam, have a good laugh, and have an adventure without having to leave your home.